So to piggyback off my video that I had posted of me stating that how I was dealing with a narcissist and how I feel like that Jay-Z song, I wish I never met her. Even though I ain't say that, I said I don't care if something that happened to me, God forbid, or something happened to him, God forbid. I just don't ever want to see that nigga again. But so later on that night when he got off the phone with her, we got into a really, really, really bad argument. And he had a bad habit. I wouldn't care what conversation was going on. Like, I have a habit of calling people anything. And depending on how I use anything in a sentence, it can mean that you just some shit, or it can mean you funny as a mug. But I could be like, girl, boy, you anything. Like, you could say something funny, or you just do some simple shit. And when I say some simple shit, maybe some dumb shit, and I'd be like, you just anything. And he told me not to say that to him. Simple ass phone. And it took me some time, and I stopped calling him anything, even though I will use it. You know, like I said, it depends on how I use it in the sentence. But he'll be like, oh, your ex anything. That's why he dead. That's why he in the casket with bugs and stuff eating up on him. So, and not only that, he used to always come for his kids. I mean, he used to be like, fuck his daughters, and that's why they daddy dead, and they a bunch of little whores. I mean, I endured a lot. Used to talk about the grandma, well, my ex's grandma, because his grandma passed away. But you know, when you meet people, you have pillow talk. You know, you be talking. So he used to say, the first time he said it to me, and this is when he was turning me on to the Bible, and I was like, okay, let me find out why he's saying this, because this is not healthy. This is not something that regular people do. Like, okay, what's going on? And this goes back to my last video when I was like, his eyes turn black and his face should shift to like a demon. This phone, I don't know what's up with this joint. I don't even know where I left off, because it's doing what the fuck it want to do. But nonetheless, he kept talking shit off and on about him and his family and his youngins. And so 2024 January came. That's when this happened with the girl and the little girl and whatever. So when he said what he said about my ex and the youngins again, he was like, fuck them, fuck him, fuck, whatever. And I just stood up. I said, say it again. He was like, fuck them and da-da-da-da. And I was like, well, fuck your kids too. And that's when he hit me in my side, and broke my rib. But I didn't know my rib was broken until like 3 days later. I was like, the pain is just excruciating. I was like, I have to go to the ER. This is what I'm telling him. I was like, I got to go to the ER. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So he puts me in he calls an Uber for me. And I'm trying to tell you, the walk from the apartment just through the hallway, through the doors, was excruciating. Even the Uber man had to help me get in the door. Get in the car. He had to open up the car door, ease me in the car when we pulled up to Howard University. Even on the car ride there, because it had just started snowing, just him hitting the gas and riding on the road, it was just so much pain for me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst pain. So we get to Howard, me by myself, because he just put me in a Uber. I guess he ain't want to go because he probably thought I had a broken rib and thought his ass probably was going to go to jail or something. I don't know. He act like he ain't scared of shit. But anyway, I get to Howard. The Uber guy gets out the car. He helps me out the car. I get to Howard, and I'm thinking that the doctors probably think I'm looking for a quick high or something. Not that I look like a fucking crackhead. And I'm like, I'm in pain or whatever. And they looking at me all crazy because it's other people in there. I think they just looking for a quick fix or room and board. But nonetheless, I'm telling them that my fucking side hurts. So they like, how you know, what happened? So your typical DV victim, I'm like, you know, whatever, making some shit up. I don't even remember what the fuck I said, but I ain't tell them the truth. So they put me in a wheelchair. They wheeled me to the back, took x-rays. I came back in the front. I was just in pain, and then I was trying to hold my pee. Then I was like, man, now I got pee. So I go in the back. I couldn't even open up the fucking door. I had to get the security guard to open up the door for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, just to go in there and pee, it just hurt so bad. So I use the bathroom. I make my way out. I'm like, whew. So I'm sitting down, and the doctor comes to sit beside me. He was like, yeah, your rib broken. I was start crying. I thought I was going to have to have surgery and some more stuff. So I'm like, oh my God, my rib broken. I was like, what do I do? What is the surgery? He was like, oh no, it's going to heal on its own. And he gave me some meds. But the thing about it, Slim ain't feel no remorse. He never gave me a sincere apology. I still had to cook. I still had to clean. I still had to go to the grocery store, walk to the grocery store, carry the bags back home. But yeah, that was a hell of a night that night. And once you start noticing red flags about people, leave people alone. The red flags don't make the red flags don't make them, they just not your person. I don't want to sit here and say it doesn't make them a bad person. They're just not your person. If you already have certain standards and certain boundaries about yourself, and people aren't reaching them standards or reaching them boundaries, leave people alone. But leave people when they show you who they are the first time. And that's just it. And like I said in my old video, my previous video, I can't blame everything on that nigga, because it wasn't no fucking gun held to my fucking head. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he just kept talking about my ex's kids and talking about him. And I'm like, Marty Mart, I love the kids. So what the fuck is going on right here? They coming in the wrong fucking way. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to stop cursing, but the fuck. And so, yeah, I was, and the thing about it, he had said it a few times, and I let it slide. I let it slide. I let it slide. I let it slide. And I'm like, I'm watching what I say to you. I'm not calling you anything. I'm not calling you out your name. Why you keep bringing this man up? This man is not here to defend himself. You never met this man before. Why you keep talking about children? You keep saying that you're in the Bible this and in the Bible that. In the Bible, it speaks highly of kids. If you mistreat a child, oh yeah, it's something out there for your ass. You're not supposed to mistreat children, and you're not supposed to speak to your wives harsh or what have you. So he said it to me for the last time. I said, what you say? He was like, fuck them kids, in so many words. I said, oh, fuck your kids. And then this when his youngin had came in from out of town, and his other youngin already lived here. So I guess he thought I was going back down, and like threatening me, like, oh, I'm gonna tell, like in so many words, he was like, he was going to tell his kids. His kids had stood the night that night. I said, you could tell them. I tell them that I said it, and I'm also tell them that you said fuck my ex kids. So you know what kind. Like, when I look back on the shit, it's like, the fuck? And it's like, he was raised by heathens. When he told me some of the shit that went down when he was a child, I was like, I thought I had it bad. But at this grown-up age that you're at, you should know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? I don't go around mistreating people or doing fuck shit. And I had it pretty rough growing up, but I can't let my rear view block what's going on in front of me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I told him, you can tell your kids. You want me? We could go out there and tell them together. And again, I'm not no thug or nothing like that, but I did say it. You started it. But it's all right for you to defend your youngins. But when I'm defending some youngins, it's a problem. I don't give a fuck. It is my ex and he not here. They still youngins. Your youngins could call you on the phone. They can't call their daddy on the phone no more. They gotta go to a fucking cemetery. All they got is memories. Your kids got memories and the right now. So it's like, the fuck? But yeah, he said, he was like, F the youngins. I was like, oh, F your youngins. And that's when he said, oh, woo, because we was in there tussling. I was pulling his dreads. We was just in there tussling. And then he hit the shit out my red. Hit the shit out my side. And I was in pain for 3 days. I was like, I gotta go to the ER. I was like, there's something going on with me. I was like, I don't feel right. Can't make this shit up. I never been in a relationship with a man hit me. Never. Not in all my days. Even when I got smart out the motherfucking mouth. Even when I started talking shit. I never, ever had a man to put their motherfucking hands on me until I met him. And he's a narcissist. Because there was no reason for him to keep saying F his kids, F his grandma, and all of that. It was no reason. And if, like I said, the first time he said it, I said, hey, why would you say that? What's going on in your head? I was trying to be gentle with him, trying to be Bible-like to him. Then he kept doing it again and again and again and again and again. And that following year, 2024, that evening when he was on the phone with the girl and she grinning like a goddamn chessy cat, and he said, F them kids again. And I stood up. I said, say it again. And he said it again. I said, fuck your kids. And then time passed. His youngin came to visit. The other youngin here. We always was bumping heads. We was bumping heads with they when they was over at the house. I'm like, God damn, can it be a time that we not beefing? I'm like, a whole 5, 7, 4, 3 hours can go past and we just, it's like, I might as well shut up. That's how I know he a narcissist. It's like, I might as well not say nothing. I might as well not say, oh, it's raining outside. He get attitude about that. You want something to eat, he get attitude. It's like the slightest little thing. I'm like, what is wrong with this nigga? But see, he already told me he had whoop a bitch syndrome. Because he told me he used to beat the hell out of his first baby mother. And then all the other girlfriends he had, he said he beat the hell out of them. But your typical female, your typical sister, your typical bitch, I can change them. They not me. I can change them. You can't change shit but your drawers, girl. Motherfucker don't want to change unless they want to motherfucking change. Just like a crackhead. A crackhead ain't going to stop being a crackhead until they get tired of getting high. An alcoholic ain't going to get tired of drinking alcohol until they just get tired. A motherfucker ain't going to... When a motherfucker get tired of being motherfucking tired, that's when the fuck they going to change. And the only thing you can do is be there and be their support system. You cannot change a motherfucker. But yeah... That shit was crazy. He thought I was going to back down. Indeed, I wasn't. And then he going to say, damn, I wouldn't even give a fuck if he had said he was going to call the mothers. But he said he was going to tell the kids. I was like, okay, we could go in there together and tell them. You like a little kid, you started it. What, I'm supposed to sit here and let you keep talking shit to me? The fuck? You gotta believe people fruit regardless if they talking about the Bible, if they talk about, yeah, I like to work out, but every time you seem like, damn, this nigga ain't, this bra still got a big ass stomach. That bitch don't like to work out, she like to eat. You gotta look at people fruit. They like to read. They should have a goddamn bookshelf full of books. They like to cook. Every time you come over their house, they be like, "You want something to eat? I cook." Believe people fruit, not what the fuck they say, and make sure make sure it ain't rotten fruit either. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. That shit was crazy. That whole night was crazy. Coming in the house, talking to the broad on the phone. The broad laughing because she think it's funny that he calling me a thought. She thought it was cute for him to tell her to put the youngin' on the phone and start disrespecting me. And the little girl kept trying to overtalk me. That's the funny part. I was like, I don't talk to children. I don't talk to children. That's him trying to start something. But if it had went left and she fake caught a case, then what? And I know it's wrong to hate people, but it's like I almost hate that nigga. It's like I almost like want him to get hit by a bus going like 60 miles an hour, because I never did nothing to this nigga. This nigga can't say, well, I saw you never caught me doing anything. I was talking to 2 dudes, and unfortunately one of them died, and then I stopped talking to the other dude to talk to him. I didn't have a whole flock of niggas because I was working. And I had just got back in town, so I ain't had time for no extra niggas for real, because I'm trying to get on my feet. Shit is crazy. You cannot make this shit up. You hear me?